Mr. Anderson, can you give us a brief description about the relation between New Zealand Foreign Affairs and Europe in case of new collaborations for the future?
Absolutely. It's probably particularly apposite that we discuss it in this year because it's actually the 40th anniversary of EU-New Zealand relations, and it's been quite an interesting opportunity for me to be here to also look, I think, at how those relations have come through in the last 40 years and where to head in the future. I think in terms of where they are now, the European Union is our second largest trading partner. It's also taken as a whole. It's also extremely important for New Zealand in terms of our tourism, our education industry and services. And I think if you look at the linkages, I mean both historical and also present, that we have with Europe, I mean they're quite profound and multifaceted. I mean there are many people within New Zealand who are of European heritage, and I think today we're also seeing in terms of immigration and in terms of young people coming from Europe to New Zealand, we're seeing very strong linkages there as well. So in terms of the initiatives that we have at the moment, obviously one recent one that we've highlighted is New Zealand's participation in the ASEM meeting and the ASEM summit. This is particularly important obviously because it's a platform that connects two regions, the Asian region and Europe of course. And New Zealand sees itself obviously as a country with European heritage and European values, but also very much geographically positioned in Asia. So for us, I mean, it's a particularly important platform to link the two regions together. I think in terms of other areas, you'll see New Zealand's participation with European partners in the security sphere. It's also particularly important at this time. In Afghanistan, where we have troops and also a provincial reconstruction team in Bamyan, and where we're working with European partners both in the military and also the civilian sense through EU police. And I think as we're going forward, we're looking at ways that we can really lift the relationship and take it into the future. I guess through a more comprehensive approach, building on the framework agreements that we already have, and I guess taking it to a new level that covers all aspects really of our relationship. So I mean what we're looking at now is a relationship in the environmental sphere and the multilateral sphere and the security sphere, the traditional trade and economic sphere, and also in terms of our people-to-people link. So it's looking at ways to to extend that further through some sort of a formal cooperation or agreement where we can really both project our values both into the region, work as multilateral partners, and also increase our bilateral linkages even further.